Hi, this is Indraneel and you are watching Business Bites in our channel The Spotlight, India's first online business news channel. In today's Business Bites, first news we have Indian drug makers getting ready to launch weight loss blockbuster drug semaglutide at 80% cheaper rate. Second news we have Bharti Airtel profit surged 40% in the June quarter as they added more higher paying smartphone users. Third news we have Government of India shortlisted 18 proposals for research and development of electric vehicle subsystem to boost local manufacturing. Fourth news we have D2C startup The Slip Company and digital lending startup Zype raised fund in their recent round of funding. And fifth news we have Indian Airlines are seeking for a fair play to access slots at major airports like Heathrow and Amsterdam. In first news, Indian drug makers getting ready to launch weight loss blockbuster drug semaglutide at 80% cheaper rate. Several leading Indian drug makers are ready to launch the generic version of Danish drug maker Novo Nordisk blockbuster weight loss drug semaglutide in March next year when the price is expected to be down by as much as 80% from the prevailing rate. Novo Nordisk weight loss blockbuster drug Wegovy is set to lose its patent exclusivity in March in India, and that is triggering a rush for generic copies and making it widely available and affordable. Indian drug makers like Dr. Reddy's, Sun Pharmaceutical Industries, Cipla, Mankind Pharma, Torrent Pharmaceuticals, Zydus Life Sciences and Eris Life Sciences are gearing up to enter the market with affordable versions. There are about 254 million classified as obese in India and around 40 million are in diabetes medications, and by looking at the present trend in the US, Indians are taking weight loss or glucagon-like peptides, that is GLP-1 drugs, which is around 1.2 million in the first 2 years and expected to be at 4 million by 2029-2030. Currently, the Indian weight loss drug market is at 700 crore, which is expected to expand to 8,000 to 10,000 crore in next 10 years. Wegovy is currently priced at 17,345 to 26,050 per pen-filled injection, which comprises monthly dose of 4 once-a-week shots and is available in 5 different dosage strengths as 0.25 mg, 0.5 mg, 1 mg, 1.7 mg and 2.4 mg. While Eli Lilly's Mounjaro is priced at 14,000 to 17,500 for a monthly dose and is available in 2.5 mg and 5 mg vials. In second news, Bharti Airtel profit surged 40% in the June quarter as they added more higher paying smartphone users. India's second largest telecom company Bharti Airtel's consolidated net profit surged nearly 40% on year in the June quarter as they added more higher paying smartphone users that boosted data consumption and the average revenue per user when Airtel's quarterly net profit stood at 5,948 crore compared with 4,255 crore in the corresponding quarter last year. Airtel's average revenue per user, which is a key performance metric, grew by 2.1% sequentially to 250 in the fiscal first quarter, and that is the highest in the sector, with market leader Reliance Jio's average revenue per user at 208.8. While their India business revenue, including passive infrastructure services, rose by 16% on year to 37,584.6 crore, backed by strong data usage growth and high-end customer additions across its mobile and home business. Airtel added 1.2 million customers in the April to June period compared with Jio's 9.9 million, and that made their mobile user base to 362.79 million when monthly churn grew to 2.7% from 2.3% in the preceding quarter. The company added nearly 3.9 million 4G or 5G users sequentially, boosting the base of such top-end users to 280.69 million, which makes up 78.5% of the overall mobile user base, and that was up from 77.8% in the March quarter, while their postpaid net addition stood at 0.7 million, and that is taking Airtel's postpaid user base to 71.23 million. In third news, Government of India shortlisted 18 proposals for research and development of electric vehicle subsystem to boost local manufacturing. Looking towards reducing the dependency on imports, the central government of India has shortlisted 18 proposals for research and development of electric vehicle subsystems to boost domestic manufacturing of these largely imported components. The projects will be executed in partnerships with academia, industry, and government. A final call on the proposals will be taken after vetting by a panel comprising officials from the Ministry of Heavy Industries and Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. The proposals currently being vetted include EV wireless chargers, powertrain, and traction motors, when the government is also in discussions with the industry and academia before decision on the proposals. A key factor in the decision would be which EV subsystems need to be localized on a priority basis. The proposal came after the October 2024 joint call by the Ministry of Heavy Industries and Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, when approved proposals need to be at technology readiness level 7 or above. That indicates they are close to the manufacturing stage and only need a little more push. Development must be taken up in consortium mode with a minimum upfront contribution of 20% in cash by an industry partner, where projects leading to development of a device or prototype with a technology readiness level 7 and above having potential for commercialization and will be preferred for financing support and technology development through these incentives will be available to the domestic industries on a non-exclusive basis. In fourth news, D2C startup The Slip Company and digital lending startup Zype raised fund in their recent round of funding. Direct-to-consumer startup The Slip Company has raised 480 crore in a mixed primary and secondary funding round with private equity firm Christ Capital and 361 Asset Investing in the round. The Slip Company, founded in 2019 by husband and wife duo Harshil and Priyanka Salot, and they sells products like mattresses, pillows, bedding, cushions, office chairs, recliners, and sofas. As part of the transaction, early backer Fireside Ventures made a partial exit through secondary share sales, and the company is going to utilize the fresh capital predominantly on developing their manpower and on their retail expansion, as the company plans to add 130 to 150 stores over the next 2 years, building on their current network of 160 stores across 47 cities. On the other side, Mumbai-based digital lending startup Zype, founded by Mr. Yogi Sadana in 2022, has raised 90 crore in a fresh funding round led by Japanese venture capital firm Unleash Capital Partners, when this round comes after they raised its first major institutional round of 146 crore last year, and with this, the total funding in the company reached at 236 crore. Zype received its NBFC license in 2023 and since then has been disbursing loans from its own books. Its current asset under management stands at 400 crore and since inception it has disbursed 1,300 crore. The startup has grown their business in a measured and profitable manner, and with the new funding, they are good to grow for the next 12 to 18 months without the need for a fresh equity round. And in fifth news, Indian Airlines are seeking for a fair play to access slots at major airports like Heathrow and Amsterdam. Indian leading carriers like Indigo and Air India is hindering their ability to fully utilize flying rights granted to them, as international flying rights between the two nations are allotted on a bilateral reciprocal basis by the governments to their respective airlines. Indigo's flight to Amsterdam is facing uncertainty as its request for slots in winter is yet to be approved by airport authorities there. The airline launched its Mumbai-Amsterdam flight last month and has announced plans to increase it to 6 flights per week from September. While Dutch flag carrier KLM flies 21 flights per week to Delhi, Mumbai and Bangalore, Indigo and Air India are able to operate only 10 flights to the Netherlands, when KLM can fly to multiple Indian cities, while Amsterdam's Schiphol Airport is the only option for Indian carriers, as other airports in Holland rarely handle wide-body aircraft. On the other side, Indian carriers are also facing a challenge to get slots at London Heathrow Airport, and the new challenge comes at a time when the leading Indian carriers have charted aggressive international expansion plans. When a revived air service agreement in 2023 allowed airlines from both sides to increase flights from Indian cities to Heathrow Airport from 56 to 70 per week. Heathrow allows an airline to lease or buy slots from other countries, which comes at a high price and that increases the cost of operations. The Indian Airlines have requested the government to intervene to ensure new slots, when currently Air India operates 31 weekly flights to Heathrow, while Indigo has also announced plans to launch their flights from October. So these were the top 5 business news from Business Bytes in our channel The Spotlight, India's first online business news channel. I would like to request you to please subscribe this channel so that you can have all the updates from our end. Thank you very much for watching Business Bytes and signing it off.